My baloney has a first name. It's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name. It's M-A-Y-E-R.
Welcome back. It is time for my postscript. As a college student holding down a summer job, Paul Ryan once worked as an Oscar Mayer salesman, peddling a new brand of processed lunch meats. As part of the gig, he found himself driving the Wagner mobile. While Ryan's time behind the wheel was brief, he only drove it once, you could make the case that, in fact, Paul Ryan has never truly stopped selling his distinct brand of bologna to the American public. That in some metaphorical sense, he's driven that Wienermobile up to Capitol Hill and spun a series of parking lot donuts right on the floor of Congress, much to the hand-clapping glee of his fellow Republicans. In March of this year, Ryan crowed in the pages of the Wall Street Journal about his signature budget, that it, quote, took on our generation's greatest domestic challenge, reforming and modernizing government to prevent an explosion of debt from crippling our nation and robbing our children of their future. That it would ensure a level playing field for all, and that it would return power to individuals, families, and communities. A good sell from the former bologna hawker, but what Congressman Ryan was really offering was simply his own version of the sulfite-rich, artery-clogging, processed red meat that has been on Republican menus for the last 30 years. To start, slash programs that might perhaps actually benefit individuals, families, and communities, or give our children a better shot at the future, or ensure a level playing field for all. That includes deep cuts to food stamps, housing assistance, education, general science and basic technology programs, social services, food inspection, reconstruction of bridges and airports, and hiring air traffic controllers. And then give the wealthy a tax break, a big tax break, a tax break that even a lot of wealthy people say is too big a break, in the name of spurring the economy, while those people who aren't wealthy get, wait for it, a tax hike. And to finish, tell customers that the trillions of dollars lost to these gigantic tax breaks will be paid for by the closing of loopholes and economic growth spurred by really, really rich people having even more money in their pockets. Like all bologna, tasty, but also very bad for you. Last week, Mitt Romney and the people who programmed him came up with a weird line about President Obama.
We've been watching the president say a lot of things about me and about my policies, and they're just not right. And if I were to coin a term, it would be Obabaloney. He's serving up a dish which is simply in contradiction of the truth. And it relates to everything from how I'm going to help the middle class to tax policy.
It was weird not just because it was kind of awkward and definitely not very funny, but because by that point, and in fact 2 days earlier, Governor Romney had already opted for bologna and a former bologna salesman to be his running mate. These days, Ryan and Romney may prefer to travel by private jet and chartered bus, but perhaps it's time to gas up the Wienermobile one more time and hit the road. It certainly seems the most efficient vehicle to deliver their message.